to the third baseman for the Lumberjacks, which is Darian Todd. Throw to first in time for the out. So that'll bring up Casey Hudson, who's batting number 3 for the batting number 2 for the Maniacs. Pitcher for St. Mary's is Allison Stewart. First pitch is up high, ball 1. Next pitch is a strike. Didn't see what the next pitch was. I do apologize. Try and get lineups done. Everything happens so quick sometimes between games, so don't get a lot of time to get things corrected. Next pitch is fouled back. I know it's at least 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Next pitch is going to be a walk. Okay. So Casey Hudson walks down to first. 1 out, runner on for the Maniacs, and it'll bring up Riley Diffin. Squares around to bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Runner Hudson. Oh, there's runners on. I was wrong with that. There's runners on both bases, so the two batters are on. Did not notice that, so my apologies. Once again, I'm trying to get everything squared away here. And that's going to be a hit batter as Riley Diffin gets hit. Bases loaded with no outs for the Maniacs. Okay, now I've got the lineup right for the Maniacs. That pitch is going to be up high. I think it's ball 1 to Peyton Cochran. Bases loaded, nobody out. Next pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch is going to be a ball. High for ball 2. 1-3 is the 3-1 is the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that's a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Peyton Cochran. No outs, runners on, bases loaded. That one misses up high for ball 4. They'll bring a run across for the Maniacs. First pitch is ball 1. I believe that's Zinner batting for the Maniacs. It is. Ball 2. Two balls to Miley Zinner. That one's up high for ball 3. Take a look at Allison Stewart. This is only her second time pitching in the season. Earned run average of 4.2. 1 win, no losses. That's going to be ball 4. And we'll walk another run across. Lumberjacks down 2-0. No outs. Bases loaded. Brings up Olivia Johnson for the Maniacs. So Stewart has a 4.2 earned run average. 1 win, no loss, 1 appearance, 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, She's faced 25 batters and 5 innings pitched. Going to take a swing and miss, strike one to Olivia Johnson. .304 batting average for Johnson on the season. Swing and a miss, the next pitch, strike two. Quickly down 0-2 in the count now to Stewart. Try to give you an offense, defense here in a minute. That's going to be a wild pitch. That's a ball. It's going to bring a run across. So runners at second and third now for the Maniacs. 3 runs across. The outfield looks like this for St. Mary's. Stewart is pitching. Behind home plate's Brenna Elliott. That pitch is fouled off. Strike. Oh, nope. 2 balls and 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we got Lexi Brebner at first, Sydney Villa at second. Third base is Darian Todd. Berkeley McGrill in short. Tacey Watkins in left field. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out for the Maniacs. Lexi Fuller is in center and Danica Sloper in right field. So 1 down. Runners on second and third for the Maniacs. Hannah Johnson to the plate. Hannah Johnson batting .375 on the season for the Maniacs. First pitch is going to be up high, ball 1. Stewart has to find her sweet spot out there. Like I said, she's only pitched once so far this season in game action in any case. I'm sure they do some practicing. Next pitch, that one's going to be back behind, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Johnson. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike to Johnson. 3 runs across for the Maniacs here. Top of the first inning. 1 out. Next pitch. That one's going to be up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dakota Wickard taking the helm of this game. It's kind of like a JV game. Strike 2 called. Runs the count full. Mix of varsity and JV players. About 3 different players up on this game that aren't necessarily always on the varsity roster. That pitch up high, ball 4. And those 3 players, let's see here. Nope, not 3 players. It's just the 2. With Sydney, actually there is a backup player. And Mackenzie Nelson is the other one. It's on the roster for this game. So that'll bring up Jalen Miller for the Maniacs. First pitch is going to be high. Jalen Miller batting .400 on the season. That pitch is going to be a called strike outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Miller. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Maniacs. Top of the first inning. The Maniacs have 3 runs across. That one's going to be popped foul for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Miller. Now I might be able to find my groove kind of as I get everything set up. Everything is done as far as the bookkeeping side of this. That one's going to be up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Miller. Looks like some snow showers over near Baldy. Next pitch up high, ball 3. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, the line, the pitch. That is going to be popped foul. Full count still to Jalen Miller. Stewart, the wind, the pitch. Going to leave that one up high. Ball 4 brings a run across. That'll bring up Emma Province for the Maniacs. Stewart looks a little frustrated out there. Needs to gather herself in, shake off the last couple of pitches, and start all over. That's a nice pitch. Strike 1 to Province. Emma Province, .250 on the season. She's a sophomore. The pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right to the second baseman. They're going to get the... No, they did not get the tag. She tried to get the tag on Miller as she was coming across. Could not get it, but they do get the out at first, as that was a good play by Sydney Villa trying to get that tag out. Couldn't quite get it completed. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Another run's going to come across on the base hit. 2 runs across for the Maniacs. Ground ball right up the middle. Brings in 2 runs for Orofino. And leaves 1 runner on. So that's Riley Schwartz that's sitting over at first base. They've batted around here in the inning. 2 outs for the Maniacs. I didn't see if she swung at that pitch. It's Casey Hudson. She walked her first at bat as the rain comes down here for a moment. Sun is kind of peeking through, but the rain is hitting. That pitch is going to be a strike. So I'm not sure what the count is. It's either 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's actually what they call a grapple. That's going to be hit to the shortstop. It's going to get through the glove for a minute. She's going to just eat it, as that was McGrill who fumbled that one for just a moment. I think I'm going to have to call that an error on the ground ball to the shortstop. So everybody's safe at first. Well, that's runners at first and second, so that did not record, so that's going to be fouled off. That brings up Riley Diffin, who fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. 2 outs, runners at first and second for the Maniacs. Riley Diffin to the plate. She was hit by pitch. That one's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, wild pitch, advances Schwartz to third. And Hudson to second. Again, down low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Diffin. 7 runs across for the Maniacs, top of the first inning. Lumberjacks starting off in a big hole here. The pitch on the way. Ground ball. The shortstop to first in time for the out, as Berkeley McGrill gets the throw down to first in time to retire the side. So a rough first inning for the Lumberjacks as they start with a 7-0 deficit here in the top of the first inning. For the Lumberjacks, it'll be Allison Stewart leading off when we return.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back as Lumberjacks will take to the plate to try to erase a 7-0 first inning for the Maniacs. Lumberjacks now in the bottom of the first, actually, so they get a chance to try to redeem themselves here. As 7 runs across on just 1 hit, there were several walks for Addison Stewart. It'll be Hannah Johnson pitching for the Maniacs, and it'll be Addison Stewart leading off. So Hannah Johnson has an earned run average of 6.62 on the season, 44 hits, 39 runs, 29 earned runs, 14 walks, 20 strikeouts, 11 hit by pitch. She has faced 163 batters, and she has allowed 4 home runs. Addison Stewart hit a home run today in game number 1. Stewart batting .471 on the season. Actually, that might have increased because she had a pretty good game in that first one. That might have bumped up to maybe over 500. We're going to curious to see the team stats tomorrow on Max Preps. First pitch is up high, ball 1. Second pitch from Johnson on the way. That one just high, maybe outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Stewart. The windup. And the pitch from Johnson. That's going to be a ground ball that gets out into right field. Base hit for Allison Stewart. Nice hard hit ground ball. That'll put a runner on first for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Berkeley McGrill for St. Mary's. On deck, Casey Watkins. In the hole, it's Danica Sloper. First pitch on the way to McGrill. Ball 1 outside. Next pitch on the way from Johnson. That's a nice pitch, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Berkeley McGrill. Runner on first for St. Mary's, no outs. 1-1 pitch coming to McGrill right now. On the way, swing and a foul ball, strike 1, or strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McGrill. Breeze picking up again here in the afternoon at St. Mary's City Park Fields. 1-2 pitch on the way. Low outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch looked close. I heard Coach Bitterman just kind of go, whoa, like that was a close one. Talking to the third baseman for the Maniacs, Riley Schwartz, they're kind of laughing about it. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Johnson's going to get her first strikeout of the game as she retires McGrill. That'll bring up Casey Watkins with 1 out. Danica Sloper on deck for St. Mary's. Allison Stewart sitting over at first base. Lumberjacks trail 7-0 here in the early parts of this game. Bottom of the first inning. First pitch, line drive, or actually a ground ball right down the baseline. And it's going to overthrow over to second base. That's going to bring in a run as that ball gets out into center field. The third baseman Schwartz throws it over the head, so it's going to be a hit single for Watkins. The run gets over to home on an error. The error was on the third baseman, and Watkins will get over to second on that same error. That'll bring up Danica Sloper. 1 run across for the Lumberjacks, 1 out. Runner at second base for St. Mary's. Sloper's first pitch is going to be a called strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Sloper. On deck for St. Mary's is Sydney Villa. Brought up off the JV roster to play in this one. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a little blooper grounder that's going to get to the second baseman, and this throw to first will be in time. Lumberjacks have a runner at third as Watkins makes it over to third on the throw, but 2 outs. That'll bring up Sydney Villa, number 16, the second baseman. She's a freshman. Johnson getting her signals, looks in. The windup and the pitch on the way. That one's up high. On deck is Lexi Brebner. In the hole, it's Lexi Fuller for the Lumberjacks. Wind up the pitch. That's going to be a called strike outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Villa. Her older brother graduated just a few years back. Hayden Villa, heck of a baseball player himself. Wind up coming from Johnson. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be hitting behind, or really close to behind. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Villa. And the middle brother, Eli Villa, he's a really good wrestler. The wind up, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Villa. That was a big cut by Villa. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. 2 outs. Watkins waiting on third base to be brought home. The windup, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 is going to retire the sides. Lumberjacks do get 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base. Into the top of the second inning, St. Mary's trails 7-1. It will be Peyton Cochran leading off for the Maniacs when we return.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back, and in the first game, I'd mentioned that the boys and girls golf team had a good showing yesterday at the Logos Invite. I couldn't quite remember how it finished, but I did remember to look at my post just now. So the boys and the girls finished first at that golf tournament. Kiana Olson took first for the girls. Seth Swallows finished second for the boys. So congratulations to them on their showing at the Logos Invite. Peyton Cochran, first pitch swing. It's going to be a ground ball that's going to get to Sydney Villa, and Sydney Villa scoops it up at second base, throws down to first to Lexi Brebner in time for the first out of the top of the second inning. That brings up Miley Zinner. She walked her first at bat. First pitch going to be a called strike outside corner. 0-1 count to Zinner. On deck, it's the number 6 batter, Olivia Johnson, for Orofino. That looked like a good pitch, but it must have just been a bit too far outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, swing, and it's going to be a ground ball to Todd at third base. The throw to first in time for the out. Nice job by Darian Todd to get that scoop and throw to first. 2 outs for the Maniacs. That'll bring up Olivia Johnson. She struck out swinging her first at bat. First pitch going to be up high, ball 1. Stewart with 50 pitches through the first inning and a half. Next pitch up high. 2 balls, no strikes to Johnson. Nobody on, 2 outs for the Maniacs here in the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way. That one is going to be fouled. Oh, what a snag by Darian Todd at third base as that was hit up in the air. It was kind of like a little really slow line drive that just went right to, well, not 100% right to, but Darian Todd stretched her arm out there and was able to get that ball into it and make the catch. That was an athletic play by Todd. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Maniacs in the top of the second. St. Mary's will be coming to the plate. It'll be Lexi Brebner leading off when we return.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that, too, with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back, and Lexi Brebner leading off for the Lumberjacks took a healthy swing at a ball that came across kind of high. Afterwards, she kind of looked over at Coach Bitt like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have swung on that one. 0-1 count, next pitch. Down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lexi Brebner. Anna Johnson, the pitch on the way. High and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Brebner. Two, 1 count. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the second. St. Mary's trails 7-1. Big swing at a nice pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Brebner. On deck, it's Lexi Fuller. In the hole, it's Darian Todd. Wind up the pitch. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Brebner. Full count. Once again, Saturday, Lumberjack girls supposed to host Clearwater Valley. Lumberjack boys hosting Orofino. We will be broadcasting the boys' games at the Legion Fields. Big swing at that next pitch. Strike 3, and she'll go down swinging. That's 1 out. That'll bring up Lexi Fuller, the lefty, for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Darian Todd. In the hole, Brenna Elliott. Games on Saturday, I do believe, start at noon. Supposed to be a gorgeous day, I do believe. I've seen so far in the weather sunny and about 62 degrees. So looking forward to that. The pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Fuller. Lumberjacks have to dig their way out of a hole here. They started down 7-1 in the first inning. Able to keep the Maniacs from putting their runs across the top of the second. St. Mary's, though, has 1 out. Fuller swing and a foul ball. Strike 2. 0-2 counts to Fuller. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3, and she's going to go down swinging. That'll bring up, as we know her from all of their friends in the soccer team, Darian Todd, the junior. On deck, Brenna Elliott at the bottom of the lineup. Next pitch, swing and a miss for Todd, strike 1. Darian Todd has played lots and lots of softball, not unlike Tacey Watkins. Hasn't quite found her bat yet this season. And that is a hard-hit ball. Just as I say that, it's going to be caught. A great play by Casey Hudson out in right field for the Maniacs and robs Todd of what could have been extra bases if that would have gotten just over the glove, but it does not. That will retire the sides. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks. It will be batting in the number 7 slot, Hannah Johnson for the Maniacs when we return.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back. Leading off for the Maniacs will be Hannah Johnson. She walked her first at bat. I don't know. I opened up something on my phone, and apparently I pushed the speaker thing to let whatever it was play. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, I believe, to Hannah Johnson, strike one. So Allison Stewart kind of finding her groove. She walked quite a few. I don't remember how many in that first inning. Did to have 7 runs get plated. But last inning, she looked pretty good. That pitch, though, is going to be high and outside. I think it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. As I was trying to figure out where that extra music was coming from that shouldn't have been there. That pitch going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be a base hit. As we wait for the next. Oh, what's going on? First pitch is going to be a strike to Miller. That pitch is going to miss, ball one. 1-ball, 1-strike to Jalen Miller. That's going to be hit out into, it's going to be Danica Sloper trying to backhand that in and can't quite get a hold of it. That was a tough, I don't know, they say that if it hits the glove that it should be an error, but I don't think I'm going to give that as an error. That was a tough play. She had to come across because that was hit in the gap between center and left field, or center and right field, and I'm just not going to do that as an error. That was a tough one to make the play on. That's going to be ball 1 to Emma Province. Runner advances from first and second to second and third on that. It got away from that's going to be a ground ball hit out to left field. A couple of runs are going to come across. And it's a 2 RBI single for Emma Province. Ground ball hit out in the left field. Brought in 2 runs. The Lumberjacks down 9-1, top of the third inning. First pitch to Riley Swartz back at the top of the order. I didn't catch what it was. And that's a ball on the second pitch. And that one, I think, is going to be a hit by pitch. I think that caught her in the shoulder. Runners on first and second. No outs for the Maniacs. Coach Bitterman going out to have a talk. He's going to go ahead and make a pitching change here, as I think he's going to put in Darian Todd in the pitching circle. And I think Addison Stewart's going to go over to third for the Lumberjacks. We'll take a break while Todd gets warmed up. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks! There are 2 ways a home handyman can save money. First, you can build it, fix it, or remodel it yourself. Second, get your supplies at 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber is the place with 50 carloads of building supplies to choose from. Plywood, paneling, molding, fixtures, roofing, block and brick, hardware, power tools and paint, and a whole lot more. If you have a project in mind, see 10th Street Lumber. You don't even have to buy anything, but when you see their savings, you will. That's 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. And we are back, and it'll be Darian Todd in the pitching circle for St. Mary's. It's her first time pitching this season. And that's going to be a bunt attempt at the first pitch. It's a foul ball, strike one. See if Todd gets into a little bit of a groove here. She was having some trouble in her first warm-up pitches getting it across the plate. But that's a strike one to Casey Hudson. Again, she's going to try to bunt, and it's going to be short again. The pitch is short, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a strike because she had that bat out there trying to poke for it. It's an 0-2 count to Hudson. No outs, runners on first and second. Next pitch on the way. That one again was down low. That time she let it go. Ball one. Runners will get across to on the passed ball. I'm going to call it as a passed ball. She offered that bunt up at the first two pitches. Now she's going to foul that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Casey Hudson as Darian Todd tries to find her zone here. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be left low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Hudson. Wind and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Todd will strike out her first batter. 1 out, runners on second and third, brings up Riley Diffin, that big batter for the Maniacs. She's a freshman. She was hit by pitch in her first at bat, grounded out her second. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be left short. Brenna Elliott doing a good job of blocking that ball down in front of her. 1-0 count to Diffin. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be just a little bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Todd gets her signals to wind up the pitch. That one's going to be I thought that was fouled off. She took a swing at it. I believe it's strike 1. Runs do come across. I guess I'm going to call it a wild pitch. They'll run across for the Maniacs. Should be a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Riley Diffin. Pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Diffin, 1 out, runner on third base for the Maniacs. Pitch on the way. Ball 4. Runners at the corners for the Maniacs. Riley Diffin taking advantage a little bit there of as Todd wasn't quite paying attention. I don't think she was getting herself back to the circle, and the runner took off, and that's going to be a hit ball out into center field. It'll bring in 2 runs on a 2-run single, 2 RBI single for Peyton Cochran. Ground ball up the middle as diving to try to get that ball stopped was Berkeley McGrill, but she couldn't quite get there. Peyton Cochran stays at first, so 2 more runs across. 5 runs in for the Maniacs. Miley Zinner to the plate. Rounded out her second at bat, walked her first. First pitch, ball 1. Cochran steals over to second for Orfino. I'm going to just run through their, I think, secondary pitchers for St. Mary's. That's going to be ball 1 low. I don't think the coaches will put Casey back in the circle, but we'll see what happens. 2-0 pitch. That one's low as well. She just isn't quite getting enough oomph behind it to get it across the plate up high enough. 3 balls, no strikes now. Probably been a while since Todd's done a lot of pitching as well. That one's up high, ball 4. And looks like Coach Bitterman's going out to call time. Going to make some more adjustments here. See who's going where. So it looks like, I think we're going to get Tacey Watkins back into the pitching circle just as I was talking about it. So we'll take a quick break.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Well, Tacey Watkins takes over in the pitching circle. It is a 1-ball, no strike count to Livia Johnson. That pitch is going to be inside tight. Ball or strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. Berkeley McGrill went out to left field. Todd went back to third, and Allison Stewart went to shortstop. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 1 is 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnson. I'm sure Coach Bitt didn't necessarily want to put Tacey back in there, but wind up the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll retire that batter. That's 2 outs for the Maniacs. Brings up Hannah Johnson, a walk and a single for her in her first 2 at-bats. Watkins had over 100 pitches, 114, I think, in the first game. Down low, ball 1 to Johnson. On deck is Jalen Miller, the number 8 batter, then the number 9 batter in the hole, Emma Province. Watkins steps up, toes the rubber, looks in. The wind up the pitch. That looked like a good pitch, but it must have missed maybe a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Johnson. The wind and the pitch. That one's going to miss up high. 3 balls and a strike now to Johnson. Watkins, the windup and the pitch. Inside, ball 4. That's going to load the bases up. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Jalen Miller, she hit a single out to left field her second at bat. She walked her first at bat. Pitch on the way. Swing. I think she got a piece of it fouled to back. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Jalen Miller. On deck is Emma Province. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Miller. Watkins gets her signals. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and she'll retire the sides. There was 5 runs in the top of the third, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. St. Mary's trails 12-1 going into the bottom of the third. It'll be Brenna Elliott at the bottom of the order leading off when we come back. Actually, we're going to keep it right here as we want to get some public service announcements out there for you. A couple of events coming up. There's an event called I Am Beautiful women's event. It's the 5-year finale with limited seating. It's the greatest show on earth is what they're calling it. And I think I've checked this out. It'll be on April the 24th. The last 5 years, I Am Beautiful has encouraged women through an evening of laughter, fun, reflection, and an important message. You are beautiful and uniquely made for a purpose. This last event promises to bring awe and inspiration. Come one and come all to the greatest show on earth. Tickets are on sale online at the Nazarene Church and Dollar Depot or the Dollar Store. $10 for a complete night of fun. Event held in the Gymnasium Big Top at the Nazarene Church. And the St. Mary's Chamber of Commerce is having their spring fleeing honoring Business of the Year, 208 Bakery and Espresso, Organization of the Year, American Legion Post 25, and Person of the Year, Jim Schubert. They'll be held at the Elks Lodge, 628 Main Avenue, in St. Mary's on April the 29th, social hour 5 o'clock, dinner and auction at 6 o'clock. Tickets are $25 a person, available at Blue Goose, Shift and Grind. They say cash or check only. You can also call 208-245-3563 for more information. That is the St. Mary's Chamber of Commerce Spring Fling. I have a couple more coming up here in just a little while that we'll let you know about, some things going on. But first, back to the action. It'll be Brenna Elliott with her first at-bat of this game, or first plate appearance of this game. Sun's going to take a little break behind some clouds here in a moment. Anna Johnson's first pitch is going to be fouled off, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Elliott. On deck is Allison Stewart for the Lumberjacks in the hole, Berkeley McGrill. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 as Elliott's down 0-2 in the count now to Johnson. Johnson has thrown a total of 29 pitches. And the wind-up pitch on the way. Oh, going to get caught looking, strike 3. Top of the order for the Lumberjacks, Addison Stewart. So Hannah Johnson now has 5 strikeouts in the game. That'll bring up Addison Stewart. And she's going to foul that one down the line for strike 1. That was about 6 inches away from being a fair ball. She singled her first at bat. That's going to be just foul again. That one just barely missed hopping over the fair territory. If that hops over and is in fair territory after it crosses that third base, it's going to be a base hit. But again, it just barely gets foul. So she's quickly down 0-2 in the count. That one, they're going to call that one foul. And I'm trying to remember the rules on it. I thought she didn't play it in fair territory, I don't think. Schwartz did try to stop that after it was out of bounds. So it's foul ball again as Addison Stewart battles. Again, a foul ball. She's really favoring the third base line. Coach Bitterman had to just turn his body slightly to get out of the way of that one. Count still 0-2 as Stewart battles at the plate. 1 out with nobody on. Top of the order for Lumberjacks. They trail 12-1 to the Maniacs here. Game 2. Pitch on the way. That one is going to miss just high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stewart. Johnson rocks back in her stance. The pitch on the way. That one just misses high as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Never happens here. Addie Stewart's making Hannah Johnson work for it. The pitch on the way. That's a ground ball. That one's fair. And that should be a single at least. She's going to round the corner, try to turn it into a double, and it is going to be an RBI double, or not an RBI, just a double. As Stewart got that one to stay foul on the grounder down the third base line and gets over to second base. That'll bring up Berkeley McGrill. She struck out swinging in her first at bat. Looking for different results this time. Up high with that first pitch. Ball 1 to McGrill. Runner on second for St. Mary's with 1 out. Casey Watkins on deck. Danica Sloper in the hole. Ball 2, and going to get a good stolen base from Stewart as she slides into third, safe. 2-0 count to McGrill. Pitch on the way. That looked like a nice pitch, and it was. Called strike 1 as McGrill watched that one go by. 2 balls and a strike now to McGrill. Runner in scoring position with 1 out for Lumberjacks. Bottom of the third, they trail 12-1 to the visiting Maniacs. Pitch on the way. That one misses high. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to McGrill. And the 3-1 pitch on the way. That was a nice-looking pitch. Strike 2 called. Going to get her looking on another one. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Not 100% sure how Berkeley let that one go by. Those pitches from here look really good. 3-2 count. That one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 4 puts runners at the corners for St. Mary's. Brings up Casey Watkins. She singled out to left field in her first at-bat. See if St. Mary's can try to chip away at this lead the Maniacs have built in the first couple of innings. 12-1, Orofino leads. They've had 5 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base. St. Mary's had 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. Watkins looking for pay dirt. Swings, and that's going to be a ground ball. They're going to try for, not going to get double play. We're going to get the fielder's choice, and the score does come across for St. Mary's. That was a ground ball to the third baseman. Nope. So the runner at first for St. Mary's, that's Watkins. First pitch to Sloper is going to be fouled off for strike 1. She ground out her first at-bat. So 2 outs. Sloper at the plate, and Sydney Villa on deck. The pitch on the way. It's going to be a ground ball. Hit to the shortstop, and they're going to get the out at second base on another fielder's choice. So that will retire the sides. Lumberjacks come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 left on base. So after 3 innings completed, St. Mary's trails 12-2, and Lumberjacks going to have, or actually the Maniacs going to have Emma Province come to the plate when we return.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks, powered by Bazing, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU Preferred debit account. Insured by NCUA.
And we are back, and really quickly, see if we can get another one of these events that's coming up out there to you before they get going. The Betsy Whitehead Cartwright Brain Cancer Fundraiser. That's going to be held at the Eagles Lodge here in St. Mary's. It's going to be April the 22nd. 5 to 7 p.m. is when it'll start with a spaghetti dinner, $10 a person. 7 p.m. is when the live auction will start. All money raised will go towards medical expenses for Betsy Whitehead Cartwright, and they have tons and tons of cool items available in their auction, so be sure to check it out. They do have some stuff posted on Facebook for it, and they have a bunch of the stuff that they've got that's going to be auctioned off on there as well. So there's, I can't remember everything. I think there's a chainsaw. I don't want to be caught saying something I don't remember. I know there's several quilts. There's just a whole bunch of items that have been donated to that. So be sure to check it out on April the 22nd. Leading off, it's the bottom of the order for the Maniacs, Emma Province. She singled her last at bat, grounded out her first at bat. Watkins and Stewart having a quick conversation there outside the pitching circle. Giving her, I'm not exactly sure. I've just been a quick talk between a couple of pitchers there. First pitch is going to be, she's going to square up the bunt. That was a fastball, I believe, from Watkins, who clips the top of the bat, fouls it off over the backstop, and it's a one-strike count to Province. That was some pitch from Watkins. 0-1 count, pitch on the way. That one must have just missed outside. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Province. It'll be the top of the order, Riley Schwartz on deck. Pitch on the way. Big swing at a high pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count. That one was I hear that Tacey has a rising ball pitch, and that might have been one of those that looks like it's going to be perfect, and then it goes up on you. She's going to get a piece of that next pitch, fouls that one back, keeps her at bat or plate appearance alive. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a called strike 3 as they're going to catch her looking. That'll bring up Riley Schwartz. Schwartz has a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch in her first 3 at-bats. Going to be really curious to see if St. Mary's might be able to dig themselves out of this. See how Watkins does in the pitching circle after pitching that whole first game. Like I said, she had 114 pitches. That one's going to be just low. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Schwartz. On deck is Hudson. Next pitch is going to be hit out into left field, and a nice snag and a catch by Berkeley McGrill for the out. Kind of a line drive is what I'll call that one. That'll bring 2 outs for the Maniacs. Casey Hudson, a walk, reached on there and a strikeout swinging in her first 3 at-bats. He's going to square around, offer up a bunt there. He's going to miss. Strike 1. Potter reaching around, trying to get that bat on the ball. 0-1 count to Hudson with 2 outs, nobody on for the Maniacs. Top of the 4th inning, next pitch. She's going to square around a bunt again that time. Pulls it back in time. It's a little high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Casey Hudson. Pitch on the way. And that's going to be a strike called as she was not able to pull that back in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes as the home plate umpire had to go down to the first base umpire, and they said strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch, that one's going to be up high. That one got away from Watkins a bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Watkins back to the rubber. Rocks in her stance. The pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. It'll be a dropped 3rd strike, but it's still going to be an out as they get the throw to first in time. And that will retire the sides. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And it will be Sydney Villa leading off as Lumberjacks trail 12-2. And I think I've got one more. Nope, that was the last upcoming event. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
Now we are back. It should be Sydney Villa leading off. For the Lumberjacks. Struck out swinging her first at bat. Hannah Johnson in the pitching circle for the Maniacs. First pitch, going to be a called strike one. The wind, the pitch on the way, the swing and a miss. Strike two to Villa. 0-2 count to Sydney Villa. She's going to have to protect now. Make that pitcher work for the strikeout or get on base. Let's see what can happen here. And the rock, the pitch on the way, that one's going to be up high. As Hannah Johnson knew right away that one came out wrong and ended up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Villa. Pitch on the way. She thought about swinging at that one. It's going to be low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Works the count, 2-2. Waiting for the next pitch from Johnson. That is going to be a fly ball. Will that be trouble? Oh, nope. It's going to be out of play. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Villa. Wind gust coming up here and trying to blow me away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Villa. Johnson rocks in her stance. The pitch on the way. Oh, outside corner. Perfect pitch. Strike 3 is going to catch Villa looking. Now it'll be Lexi Brebner, the first baseman, struck out swinging her first at bat. On deck, Lexi Fuller. In the hold, Darian Todd. First pitch going to be a called strike 1. Waiting for the next pitch. That pitch is going to miss down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brebner. Johnson. The pitch on the way. That's going to be a line drive. Oh, and snagging it out of the air is Jalen Miller, the shortstop. That was a nice hit. Hit ball just right to the shortstop. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Lexi Fuller to the plate. Nobody on. Strikeout swinging for her in her first at bat. First pitch is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. She bobbles it for a second. Is able to pick it up and get the throw in time. And Lumberjacks will come up with no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. It'll be Riley Diffin leading off when we return.
With Stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
Some people select their grocery items with an eye on every cent they spend. Some people don't. But if you don't happen to be a millionaire, you'll appreciate Archie's IGA. At Archie's IGA, prices are always lower. You might even say significantly lower. Archie's quality and selection is consistently better, and put them together and you get a greater satisfaction in meats, produce, baked goods, and all the rest. Find out for yourself the difference that shopping at Archie's IGA makes. Do it today. That's Archie's IGA, your hometown proud grocer.
And we are back. First pitch, I think, is a ball one to Riley Diffin. Diffin has a hit by pitch, a ground out, and a walk in her first 3 at-bats. That one misses, I believe, low. Ball 2. I believe it's a 2-ball, no-strike count. Coach Bitt was in the way for a moment there. Didn't quite see the umpire. The wind-up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, at least, I do believe. Actually, I think it's 2 strikes, 1 ball. One wind-up pitch. That one's going to be left low. I think it was a 2-ball, 2-strike count now. Two-two pitch on the way. Swung on. That's going to be fouled off. That's going to put a dent in the top of the bus. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Riley Diffin. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be left high. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Peyton Cochran. In the hole, Miley Zinner. Wind up the pitch. That's going to be low as she's trying to get that fastball, and it's going to be just low in the zone. Walks Diffin over to first. That'll bring up Peyton Cochran, a walk, a ground out, and a single for her. Single was out to shortstop. Pitch on the way. Ball 1 in the dirt, and I believe Riley Diffin gets the stolen base over to second. Lumberjacks trail by 10, 12-2. St. Mary's wants to keep this where it is and cut it below the 10-run rule, because if they don't have it less than 10 runs in the bottom of the 5th, after the bottom of the 5th, it'll be game over. So 2 balls, no strikes to Cochran. Runner on first, runner on second with no outs. Watkins steps up. The wind-up, the pitch. That's going to be a called strike 1 to Cochran. Two 2-1 count. Watkins toes the rubber. The wind, the pitch on the way. Ground ball. Watkins to first for the out. With a ground out. Runner gets over to third on the throw to first. So 1 out brings up Zinner. She has a walk, a ground out, and a walk. On deck is Livia Johnson. In the hole is Hannah Johnson. Maniacs would like to get another run or two across to make it a little bit harder for St. Mary's to keep the game in play. Going to swing at that high pitch on the first pitch for strike one. 0-1 count to Zinner. Might have been that rising ball that Watkins can do. Next pitch on the way. That just must have been outside. Level looked pretty good on that. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zinner. Pitch on the way. That one was low. 2 balls and a strike now to Zinner. The 2-1 count. The pitch on the way. That's going to be hit. Foul. Makes the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Two balls, 2 strikes to Zinner. Runner on third for Orofino with 1 out. Maniacs 7 runs in the first, 5 runs in the third, gives them a 12-2 lead over St. Mary's here in the top of the 5th. That's going to be fouled off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Zinner. Watkins the pitch. Going to get a piece of that one. Keeps her at bat alive. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. The wind, the pitch on the way. That's a ground ball. Shortstop is going to boot it. That's Allison Stewart. I'm going to have to give the error on that one. Ground ball, hard hit grounder. Runner goes home. Runner at first. So we've got a score across. Strike 1 to Livia Johnson. Miley Zinner steals over to second. 0-1 count to Johnson. That's Livia Johnson. On deck is Hannah Johnson. Livia has a strikeout swing, a line drive, and a strikeout swing. 1 out, runner on second for the Maniacs. 1 run across. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 run across here in the top of the 5th gives the Maniacs a 13-2 lead. St. Mary's would need right now 2 runs in the bottom. Oh, and Watkins, who doesn't do that very often, is going to get a hit by pitch as she hits Livia, lets her off the hook. That'll bring up Hannah Johnson, who has a walk, a single, and a walk. Runners at first and second with 1 out. On deck, Jalen Miller in the hole, Emma Province for Orofino. That's a high pitch, ball 1. Johnson squared around to bunt, pulled it back in time. Pitch on the way. Allen must have missed outside. She pulls that back in time, ball 2. Two-0 count to Johnson. Wind up the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Johnson. Pitch on the way. Fouled off. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Johnson. Setting back up to the next pitch. 2-2 count now to Hannah Johnson. Livia Johnson at first for Orofino. Zinner at second. That pitch is going to be up high. And it's going to be kind of a wild pitch that's going to get the runners advanced over to second and third base. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The wind, the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. That'll bring up Jalen Miller with 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Orofino. Jalen Miller struck out swinging in her last at bat. She singled in her second, walked in her first. First pitch is going to be down low, ball 1. Nice block by Elliott behind home plate. Pitch on the way. That is fouled off for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jalen Miller. Been an okay day for some softball. It hasn't been perfect, of course. Temperatures in the 40s. Breezy, cold. Fouled off on the next pitch. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Had a few passing rain showers and some grapple or hail showers, whatever you want to call them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch on the way. That one is going to be high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one got past Elliott, but nobody was able to advance, and I think it bounced almost right back to her. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jalen Miller. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will retire the sides. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. St. Mary's trails 13-2. Lumberjacks need to plate 2 runs at least to keep this game going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the bottom of the order. Darian Todd when we return.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
And we are back. I kind of misspoke that a little bit. We're not totally in the bottom of the order. It's Darian Todd batting in the number 8 slot. Then it looks like Stacy Mitchell going to come in to bat for Elliott. First pitch to Todd is fouled off. Strike number 1. She flew out in her first at bat. Said St. Mary's will need 3 runs to keep the game going here. Wind up the pitch. That one's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. These types of games typically, they don't really call them a JV game, but a lot of times they'll play a lot of the backups, switch up the lineups a lot just to, because this game doesn't count for league. That's going to be a base hit for Darian Todd as she hits that down the third baseline. Nice single by Todd. So to lead off on for the Lumberjacks, that'll bring up Miss Stacy Mitchell for St. Mary's. On deck will be Allison Stewart. Going to get a pinch runner for Todd. It looks like it's going to be courtesy runner number 1, Maddie Thomas. Getting the lineup stuff straightened out here as we've got a change in the batting order with Mitchell stepping to the plate for the Lumberjacks. Still, it's Hannah Johnson in the pitching circle. She's only thrown 59 pitches in this game. She's gone the whole game. Watkins has throwing 56 pitches, and she started a little bit later. Kind of showing how this game has gone somewhat for the teams, for St. Mary's especially. Still trying to get that lineup. The umpire still trying to get things straightened out here. So it's Stacy Mitchell. Pitch on the way. High and outside. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to Mitchell. Now they got things rolling here again. Bottom of the 5th inning, St. Mary's trails 13-2. Lumberjacks need 2 runs to extend this game into more innings. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. She bobbles it. Can the throw get there in time? Yes, it does. Oh, that was so close. I almost think that could have went either way. The shortstop or the first baseman bobbled it just for a second, but is able to get the throw to first in time for 1 out. That will bring up Allison Stewart as a single and a double in this one. Runner at second for St. Mary's, that's Thomas. And that's a ground ball. The third baseman gets it knocked down in time, and Allison Stewart held up before the ball even got there. You never know if that's going to be an error, but that was 2 great plays by the third baseman on 2 grounders to get the throw to first in time, as she almost kind of bobbled that one. That brings up McGrill. Strikeout and a walk, and she hits that one high up into the air, and that one gets foul. Strike 1. Pitch on the way. Foul ball right over the top of me and out into the opposite field. 0-2 count to McGrill. Good thing that was up high enough and not down low. I don't want that coming straight into the tent with me. 0-2 count to McGrill. Pitch on the way. Ground ball again to the third baseman, and everybody was hitting him right to the third baseman. And that will be, it should be the what is up with that? Wait a minute. I don't know. Is Berkeley still batting? I don't know what happened. I thought that was the third out. It looks like it's still Burke batting, though. I think. I don't know. Trying to wait to see. That looks like that's still Berkeley. Stacey Watkins is on deck. Okay, so I missed something on a pitch there. That's going to be a strike. I am confused as to what has happened because I thought there was 2 strikes already on Berkeley, and I believe that's still Berkeley batting. Either I have an out that I shouldn't have on here. That's fouled off, but Casey Watkins is in on deck, so it's still Berkeley batting. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's at least a 2-ball, 2-strike count to McGrill, I guess. I thought we'd done ended the game. Johnson's next pitch on the way. That's going to miss. Looks like it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. A couple of those earlier ones might have been foul balls. There might have been more foul balls in there than I thought there was. Pitch on the way. That is also... Nope, not going to be fouled. It's fouled back, but caught by the catcher for the out. And that should retire the sides and wrap this game up, I do believe, as it does. So we've got the 10-run rule in effect. St. Mary's falls 13-2 in this second game. They really didn't, like I said, doesn't have anything on the line as far as league record. It's just the overall record for St. Mary's in general. You really like to get the win, but you also want to get that some extra playing time for some of those younger girls, get them out there and get them some action on the varsity side of things, as they did have a couple of girls in there that didn't play varsity, but they moved up. So St. Mary's falls 13-2. The Maniacs played 7 in the first, 5 in the third, 1 in the fifth. They had 5 runs, 1 error, 7 left on base. St. Mary's had 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on base. So we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that, and that's going to do it for us here today from from City Park Fields as the Lumberjacks fall in Game 2, 13-2 to the Orofino Maniacs. And, well, that's about going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed the games. We'll see you back here Saturday. Not here. We'll be over at the American Legion ball fields as the Lumberjack boys host the Orofino Maniacs on Saturday. Noontime is the first game. I do believe it's a doubleheader. And that one's much like this game, though. We may only cover the first game because it's a lot like this one, as first game is the one that counts for league. So we will see you then for that game.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!